Hey Sagittarius, I'm Eleanor and this is Peaches by Starlight Tarot, and I have your month general reading here. Career and love are coming soon, so subscribe and hit that bell so you can be notified if you want to check those out. So your energetic theme for March is compassion. It's a month for greater understanding, holding space, and reserving judgment until you can get the whole story. Show yourself more kindness and less judgment. Honor what you've been through and consider having more reasonable expectations of yourself that come from a place of self-love. So let's see how this thread of compassion is woven through your experiences in March. So you have the Two of Pentacles first. Ask yourself if you're pushing yourself too hard in any one area or expecting yourself to be everything to everyone. Because whatever bubblegum and prayer that you're using to hold everything in balance won't hold forever. The idea of understanding versus judgment might feel like something that you don't have time for, and you need your decisions to be snappy. So what can you reduce so that you can create that space for yourself to ask more questions before judging? So next you have the Knight of Wands. So when this comes up with the compassion, it's going to be important to get clear on your motivation for your actions. Are you moving towards something that you feel passionate about, knowing that you deserve good things? Or are you fleeing something, trying to outrun a negative emotion? So like take an activity like running, and for example, some people run because it feels good and others do it as a form of punishment for not meeting some kind of false ideal. So move towards what feels good from a self-forgiving standpoint. Now, this one's kind of quick. The Four of Cups, really quickly. There's something that you're not seeing. There's more to a situation. Someone might be offering you compassion and understanding and you're not ready to accept it. And you just need to know that you deserve compassion and understanding. So try if you can to receive that. Now, with the Eight of Wands, things could start to move at an accelerated rate at some point this month, and you might have to access some understanding for yourself if pacing has been weird. Like you might have had a frustrating recent slowdown where you were waiting for a lot of things to come through so you could keep moving on something, but they weren't until everything does all at once. And it seems like it should be a good thing that all these things are finally getting unstuck and coming through, but it's the avalanche, it's the tidal wave that held them all back until they all came at once, that prevented you from having the opportunity to pace yourself and to evenly dispense your energy. And that can create a disorientation, and that you shouldn't judge yourself for that because the pacing of your circumstances are janky and are disorienting with this kind of fast, slow thing, with the energy not being able to make up its mind. So now finally, I love this, you have the Nine of Cups. Allow yourself some joy and revelry in good enough for now times. You don't have to be perfect, and your life doesn't have to be perfect to enjoy something in the moment. Contentment does not have to mean that you stop pushing yourself and that you stagnate. Contentment does not have to mean stagnation, but it's something that you can allow yourself to feel along the way. So have compassion with yourself, because the journey honestly is hard enough to not enjoy some things. So now let's see. So those are your messages regarding to compassion. So let's see what else we can get about the month of March. So with the Two of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, there's an uneven energy distribution. And I sort of saw that earlier. There's a sense of being too busy with basics to make moves towards bigger or more exciting goals. And if that need for adventure or stimulation isn't met in some small way sooner than later, everything that you're supporting could start to feel too heavy. Like the whole all work and no play, right? So you need to put effort towards something that you care about. That's as necessary as everything else. And so there's a compartmentalization where you are fully present for each thing in its turn, but are you making sure that, you're giving yourself your turn? So with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups, this asks, what are you missing out on because of only focusing on short-term goals? And I know it seems like with the pace of life right now, that's all that's possible is getting through each day so that you can show up for the next one and do it over again. But by changing it up at least once and having some fun and see if it doesn't lift your gaze up to see a little bit further down the line into the future. So with the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands, once again, they're doubling down here. What are you missing out on because you're rushing? everything looks like a blur, and there's something beautiful unfolding in your life, and it's possible to zip right past it. Like there was an Adam Sandler movie with I don't remember what it was called, Click or something, where he had the remote control and he would kept speeding past the boring parts, and he was starting to speed past the parts that make like life also. So with the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups, everything can change instantaneously when you stop and smell the roses right now. It's like there's nothing at the end to rush towards. It's all unfolding now. Every life has the exact same finish line, but not every life is enjoyed while it was happening. So drop the idea of perfection, which does not exist, and look around your present environment for things that you once wished for a long time ago, and now they're just part of your regular environment. What can you find in your room or phone where you are right now that was the answer to a past prayer, as evidence that your wishes are unfurling daily? And any moment can feel like enough if you allow it to. And it doesn't mean that it's always going to be enough, or it'll be enough tomorrow, but it's enough for now. And when you take that pause, all that happiness and that potential energy can catch up to you where you are, so you're not a moving target for your manifestation. So I hope some of that makes sense, and I will talk to you next week with your career reading. Thank you.